Joe Rogan just shared his thoughts on Jon Jones's intense new training video, fueling excitement about a possible super fight against Alex Pereira.
But I heard he's super heavy coming into this week.
Oh, is it?
I heard he's like 230 going into this week.
He could be a 3-division world champion for the first time.
I always say that the time that Jon Jones took off to get to heavyweight, does he need that kind of time? Because it takes a while to put on size like that. Naturally, it takes ages.
Listen, I'll give you the hot take of the night. I do not believe Jon Jones returns against Aspinall. I believe Jon Jones returns against Alex Pereira, and I'm standing by that.
The Jon Jones fight, to be honest, I'm with Chael on this.
Why does Alex Pereira want to fight Jon Jones? Don't tell me money. Pereira's rich.
There's no title. It largely is what is so admirable about Pereira's call-out. It's not about the money. It's not about the title. He's got a title. Jon does not have a title. A legit competitor behind the fame and the money and the cameras wants to know, am I better than you or are you better than me? Jon can make 205 pounds. It is merely a question of would you, the audience, accept Jon 205 pounds without doing the whole you're scared, you didn't want to fight at heavyweight. They both got arguments to the greatest of all time. But we don't have to argue. There is a way to find out. Put him in the cage.
Why not fight against Pereira, a guy who's the same age as you, and we walk around the same exact size? Right now, I had to eat a big breakfast because I'm getting underneath 235. Pereira walks around at like 240, and he has magnificent accolades. Business-wise, it makes more sense. Fight the, I'm gonna call him this, fight the nobody that may be more dangerous, or fight the guy with all the accolades who's incredibly dangerous, but it actually will affect your legacy. Where when you look back and it's like, Jon just beat Alex Pereira, it's bigger. It's just much bigger. And anybody who can't understand that logic simply doesn't want to.
The MMA community is going absolutely wild. After Alex Pereira's powerful call-out of Jon Jones following his recent victory, fans can't stop imagining what could become one of the greatest showdowns in UFC history.
Better than Jon Jones, greatest of all time, but I already put him in the conversation as a potential greatest of all time nominee. And he's only been in the UFC for a few years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know he doesn't make the fights, you know, it's what the UFC wants to do, but if it was up to him, what does he think is the most exciting and most probable matchup next?
Peso pesado. Casa Branca, Jon Jones.
Jon Jones.
Super luta.
White House, Jon Jones, Alex Pereira. I have goosebumps.
That's the biggest fight.
Eu falo com todo respeito, entendeu? Não sei como eu falo isso, entendeu?
But I'm saying that with all due respect. You know, I don't want to come off.
Momento, né, que pô, não sei se eu deveria estar falando, mas também de uma forma, né, eu acho que eu também tenho uma liberdade de falar, porque eu já passei por isso, né? Então, talvez uma forma até de ele tá se motivando, né, agora. Eu acho que eu e o Jon Jones, pô, a gente fizemos muitas coisas. Um exemplo, se o Jon Jones perde pra mim, pô, ele vai ser o melhor de todos os tempos pra mim. Isso nada vai mudar pra ele. Eu acho que é só pra ter a super luta.
If Surreal Gon gets over on Tom, closes the book of Tom versus Jon, creates for no great excitement for Jon to move into heavyweight. But if I produce a poster for you guys right now, Alex Pereira versus Surreal Gon, I think that you're going to go crazy. You're absolutely going to love that idea. Alex at heavyweight, they're just simply too big. You know, Alex, if you follow him on social media, it starts at 244 before he starts his cut. If you want to make a match now and you're in a big hurry, Jon Jones is the one. Does it have to be for the title? Does it have to be against Jones? No, there's something special about him.
What is your hesitation about him going up to heavyweight? He's mentioned it a few times in the past. He always wanted that Jon Jones fight, and I understand why maybe that fight wasn't appealing to you, but what is your reservations about sending him to heavyweight at this point?
Probably that he was a middleweight. He was a middleweight. He's going to jump up 2 weight classes in the UFC. It's not like jumping up 2 weight classes in boxing. It's a big jump. Not that I have any reservations about it. I mean, the guy is you know, he's in a division that there's still some interesting fights. I don't know. It's just not, and I like the guy so much. We'll see. We'll have to talk about it. I just don't see why, unless he wants to retire, why throwing him in at heavyweight makes any sense. Other than I just end up saying he wants to do it so bad, I'll just say yes. I don't know.
Honestly, no one saw this coming. With the upcoming White House card dominating headlines, Jon Jones has officially stepped out of retirement, and he's training like a man possessed. The new footage that surfaced is nothing short of terrifying. Jones looks ripped, laser-focused, and explosively sharp, moving with the same deadly precision that once made him the most feared fighter in the sport. Every strike, every motion feels like he's gearing up for battle. This isn't a slow comeback, this is the rebirth of the GOAT. Reports say Jones is training up to 5 times a week, fine-tuning every weapon in his arsenal and preparing for something massive.
Jon accepted the fight, went to Thailand, came back, didn't want the fight. What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. You know, we were talking about it before that. But yeah, the fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys will have to ask him that.
Is it accurate that there's a lot of reports about figures he was offered? Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money to take this fight?
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
I'll just come out and ask you, do you think he's ducking Tom Aspinall?
No. Jon Jones, I said it a million times and I'll say it again, he's never ducked anybody other than that one goofy time with the Chael Sonnen thing. He's never ducked anybody. And, you know, I think the reality is whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that, but you know, he's 38 years old and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight then? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically like, doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. You know, we had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see. And that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, you know my philosophy on that. Yeah. You should do it. Yeah.
Did you know about the stuff that came out of Albuquerque last night?
I saw it today. When I saw it today, I said, oh, everybody's going to think this is why he retired. Maybe that is why he retired. Who the hell knows, man? But yeah, I don't know. These are all questions you got to ask him. Yeah. We had the fight done. You know, you saw me talking about it very confidently that this fight was going to happen. And then he changed his mind.
2 more quick ones for me. So for Tom Aspinall tonight, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Does that defense he did against Curtis Blades count to his official defenses? Because then he would only have 2 more to equal Stipe, or does he have to start fresh now?
You guys are throwing shit at me that I haven't thought about. I have no idea, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It seems like the most obvious choice would be Cyril Gane for Tom, but is there a chance here maybe that, like, to start the new without Jon Jones era, we should maybe do a big super fight and maybe you can convince Alex Pereira to move up and do an Aspinall fight, something like that? Or what are you thinking about the Tom fight?
Well, once I get through today, tomorrow starts International Fight Week. I'll be back in Vegas tonight, and Tom will be there all next week. So we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing, and literally said, "I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go." So, looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Tom Aspinall era.
And Tom Aspinall, to be honest, is absolutely sick of all this shit. He's just happy that everything has now moved on. Tom Aspinall has a new opponent and a location. Apparently it's going to get announced soon.
Like, the guy I'm fighting next is the most dangerous guy that I'm ever going to have to fight.
Got to think that's Cyril Gane. God knows where it's going to be. More than likely Las Vegas, somewhere in America anyway. It ain't going to be in France. It ain't going to be in the UK. Tom's last pay-per-view was in the UK in the middle of the night. It's going to be in America on prime time. That's for damn sure. Probably Cyril Gane. Now the big question is why is he doing this? If we take it at face value and we say that Jon Jones is serious, okay? What has changed? I don't think that in 2 weeks' time, all the fan backlash, because there's a lot of people that support him, and of course he just shared a post on the UFC, and there's a lot of people in, you know, old school fans that still very, very much support Jon Jones and still look at his legacy as the person that was one of the greatest to ever do it. That's without a shadow of a doubt.
There's a lot of rumors out there. Let's dispel a couple of them. First and foremost, are you retired?
I am not retired. I'm actively training 5 days a week, and I'm in the UFC's drug testing pool.
Great. And what's the status of the fight at the White House?
I don't really know. It's kind of out of my control right now. I'm training for the event. I'll be ready for the event. That's my goal. That's my intention.
Jones isn't just training. He's perfecting everything. Wrestling, striking, clinch work, submissions. Every area is being sharpened to perfection. And now fans are convinced this isn't some random comeback. This is preparation for Alex Pereira. Joe Rogan echoed what everyone's thinking. Jon Jones doesn't do anything by accident. When he posts training footage, there's always a reason behind it. He knows the world is watching. He knows Pereira is watching. And this is a statement. Rogan even mentioned that Jones's mindset feels different this time. He's not chasing fame, he's chasing legacy. Pereira may be one of the most dangerous strikers on the planet, but Jones has shown time and time again that he can break down any style. His fight IQ, his range, his composure, it's a mix that's built one of the greatest legacies in MMA history. But this time it feels personal. Pereira's at the top of the mountain, and Jon Jones isn't the type to let anyone else stand there for long.
We ever see Jon Jones versus Alex here?
Possibility. I mean, Rogan is pushing me right now to try to make that fight. I consider Jon Jones the greatest combat fighter of all time. When you talk about the Alis, I love Muhammad Ali. Jon Jones, the nastiest dude.
Competitive fight, or do we just want Jon Jones back for a big fight? Because those are two different things.
That's exactly my point, right? I want the competitive fight. I think hardcore fans, but that goes exactly right into what I was saying, right? Do we want entertainment? Because what Alex and Jon is going to do is have a ridiculous build-up, right? Like where everybody's going to be pumped. There's going to be people betting on Alex. There's going to be people, just like Conor going and fighting Floyd, right? There's going to be people like, oh yeah, Conor's got a chance. I think Alex has a better chance than Conor did against Floyd, by the way. But you get my point, right? Like the matchup is literally the nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira. Like Jon is as big, probably bigger. I think probably a little bit bigger than Alex Pereira. A heavyweight, certainly bigger. A million times better wrestler. Like there's no possible way in hell that Alex, his wrestling is to Jon Jones's level at this point. Even if Jon Jones is out doing cocaine for the last year and then just shows up and fights, Jon comes back, he has to fight Tom Aspinall. There's no other good fight to make. And again, but then you kind of get into the debate of, is this a sport or is it entertainment, right? Entertainment-wise, which I think we talked about a little bit about the White House Card period. Is this going to be make the biggest fights you can, or make relevant fights? And if you're making the biggest fight you can, you go with Alex Pereira, Jon Jones, 100%. Especially if you're Dana and you trust that Jon Jones is going to make it there on time, or not go to jail in the meantime or anything, right? And but I think it's a no-brainer in terms of like the biggest fight that you could potentially make. I still think he should fight Tom Aspinall, though. I don't know which is really a bigger fight. You got to think like Alex. I know he's a bigger star, but Jon Jones is big enough to carry, whatever fight that he comes back to. And if it's Tom Aspinall, he's fighting for the heavyweight title now, and that makes it as big of a fight as if he's fighting Alex Pereira just to be fighting Alex Pereira, I think.
Pereira's call-out wasn't just a challenge, it was an invitation to chaos. And Jon Jones didn't hesitate to accept. Even Chael Sonnen and other MMA analysts believe Jones's comeback might not even happen at heavyweight. They're suggesting he could actually cut back down to light heavyweight just to face Pereira, a move that would shock the entire fight world, yet make perfect sense for his legacy. Picture it: Alex Pereira versus Jon Jones, two of the most dangerous fighters alive, colliding for ultimate supremacy across divisions. One represents cold, calculated destruction, the other unpredictable brilliance. It's the fight every fan dreams of but never truly believed could happen. Joe Rogan said if this bout becomes real, it could be the most dangerous test of Jones's entire career. Pereira's precision, composure, and raw power are unlike anything Jon has faced before. But Jones's experience, wrestling dominance, and ability to adapt mid-fight make him just as terrifying. Dana White might not have confirmed anything yet, but history shows when Jon Jones wants a fight, it usually happens. And the upcoming White House card could be the perfect stage. The MMA world is divided. Some say Pereira's power will be too much. Others believe Jones's strategy and versatility will outsmart him. But one thing is certain, Jon Jones looks ready to remind the world exactly why he's called the greatest of all time. This isn't just another comeback. This is a warning.